Hey everyone, I'm Chris. I'm the founder of All Will Retire. We are a culture coin. What that is, we've talked about, but briefly, we look to take a message that was first originated within crypto Twitter and push it out into the world, out into the real world. We believe that culture coins should be able to capture the cultural fascination, the attention to the zeitgeist of the moment, broadly at scale across the globe. And ours is built around empowering individuals and communities to financially secure themselves, to feel like they are on the path to retirement or what financial security may be to them. Maybe it's just having enough funds to pay for school. Maybe it's to go on a trip. Maybe it's to pay for medical bills. That's okay. AWR is really meant, All Will Retire is really meant to fit your life as you best see fit. And have a community of real individuals who have your back, who support you in whatever direction you go on this path towards financial security that you best define. I have pinned in the X chat more details into what a culture coin is, and in an interview that I gave to Stan the Man Crypto, we talk about what culture coins are, where the current state of the market is, and what All Will Retire is, and really how we're positioned, we believe, to take advantage of the current market sentiment and be really first to market in trying to create another crypto, one that really will provide an alternative reason for someone to buy Bitcoin over anything else, provide a reason for people to engage with us and take a new kind of more humanized social journey that we envisioned Bitcoin could have taken but didn't, due to largely cultural phenomena at the time of not understanding its impact and its monetary marvels and advances that have been digitizing currency and decentralizing financial tools since its advent. So, for the rest of this chat, what we'll do is we'll kind of go over progress that we have made recently in the last week, kind of where we're at, maybe talk a little bit about market sentiment and where we're going. And we will open this up to Q&A. So if you want to request the mic, come on up. Go ahead and start requesting now. I will mute people until it's time to do a Q&A. And if you have questions about All Will Retire, come ask them. If more importantly, we're a community, a family. We want to get to know you, hear a voice behind you. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know how you found AWR and why it's important to you, etc. So, for now, kind of want to go over some progress, some happenings since our last meeting. The community has been interested in getting listed officially on CoinMarketCap. There's two approaches to which you can do that. You can take a paid and an unpaid approach. And we have applied twice myself, a third time through another community member. And the responses we get back is they close the service tickets that are associated with trying to get listed on CoinMarketCap. The responses we got back are kind of like the canned "fuck you, pay us" responses in order to get listed. The tickets weren't even left open. They weren't even, deprioritized to the bottom of the list for when maybe they do have time to do free listings. So that's unfortunate to hear, and it feels like at this point we will need to pay the listing fee to get officially listed on CoinMarketCap, which is a $5,000 listing fee. We'll talk a little more about funding and our treasury wallet in general in a couple minutes, but that's kind of where we're at with CoinMarketCap listing. We have a merch store. It's been painfully slow to get set up. It depends on me obtaining a P.O. box to have as a shipping address. I filed 2 weeks ago to get it created at a USPS office, but their office, for whatever reasons, technical, logistical reasons, couldn't process it. So I was able to close that account and open it in a new account or a new location further away. And we have had success. I was able to quickly get a P.O. box with them, input it into our Printful manufacturer, which is helping us merchandise, and I have a test purchase going through right now to make sure things are working as they should be, as what we believe they will do for a merch store. And so I'm hoping that test purchase will be fulfilled and completed by the end of this week, and we can open it up, Friday or this weekend. And with the merch store, the community voted week and a half ago to add a 20% markup to the retail prices. So these prices, these markups, the profit that is accrued over a month will be used to fund our treasury wallet and will be deposited into that. And so I'll provide receipts for that over time as, the community decides to make purchases. When we do go live, make sure you get your merch. Make sure you take pictures of yourself and your merch. We want to see you. We want to celebrate you. We want to see your pride for yourself, this journey that you're taking to secure yourself financially, and for all we'll retire. We're family. It's pretty special what we got going on. So take pictures, share it, post it to your Instagrams, post it to your X accounts, create videos, put it on YouTube, TikTok. We're excited to see you. Website update. So All Will Retire, we'll kind of emphasize some things that All Will Retire relies on. So All Will Retire, the way it's modeled, the way we're trying to do things, differently in general, is that we're a volunteer-led organization. It's important that we rely on ourselves, people's passion, the skills they offer, the time they offer for All Will Retire to help it grow. One of our models is decentralizing responsibility to everyone for the growth of All Will Retire. This is important. This is a really important to think about and consider. So if we want to provide a reasonable alternative for someone to buy All Will Retire over Bitcoin, because at the end of the day, I think that's all that matters, it really helps if we build an environment, if we foster an environment that's very much like when Bitcoin first was created and first slowly adopted by the innovators, the visionaries. Bitcoin had the same problem. It relied on groups of people, communities of people to volunteer their times, their passions to help grow Bitcoin. And by decentralizing this responsibility, it really creates an ecosystem. It really fosters an ecosystem of services, content creation, sub-communities around All Will Retire, and as you see, around Bitcoin. So I bring this up, and I'm coming back to it, and Murad has talked about it. Free cult labor is something very valuable for investors to see. Coming back to it, we rely on our community members to help drive us forward. There will be appropriate times to pay for products and services, but right now, the website, we're going to rely on community members to drive that. And so a community member originally volunteered to help drive it, but unfortunately they couldn't. They had other life priorities come up, which is okay. We're going to offer everyone grace. AWR is here to fit your life, and there's a real life outside of Telegram and X that we need to attend to every day. So another community member has stepped up recently to help drive it. And so what I have shared is that we're looking for like a landing page essentially to start, one that's heavily focused on our imagery of our family, that's really trying to capture the ethos, the essence of All Will Retire, kind of immediately on the landing page, and is less focused on selling a cryptocurrency. I've talked about how I think that's the wrong approach. People don't care about the charts. People don't care about the price, the dips, eating them. And I believe this data of only 7% of the world having adopted crypto in some form at the moment really kind of resonates and aligns with that. I think people just want more emotional utility through crypto right now, and that's what All Will Retire is. And the more emotional utility we provide, the better, and really that's the best selling point. So coming back to it, we're a culture coin. We want to provide a message around financial security, financial empowerment that allows you to be seen for who you are, identify, self-express your values, and have a community of real people around the world who support your back. So I have shared this information with the community member who's going to help drive it. I've given some initial requirements, a bunch of graphics on what we might see in a landing page. And so it seems like they have made some progress. And right now I have an action item to add some of the textual information we might see on the landing page. And what I did mention is we want to see quick, kind of more iterable progress. We don't need to have it fully defined, fully fleshed out right away. Something's better than what we have now, which is a placeholder. So that's where we are on the website, and we'll talk a little more about that in a bit as well. Story progress. This week we've had an uptick in people that have created their photos, their videos that show them holding their AWR sign, that speak to their passions as to why they use AWR, why they're part of the community, and really what they hope and how they feel they're empowered to grow AWR and secure themselves. This is really important. This content, I believe, should be used, and we should pay for promotion on like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube of us, right? Remember, if our message is designed not for crypto trader and traders, if it's designed for the real world, people that need hope and aspirations, that need to feel like they can secure themselves financially, maybe not immediately, but they're on a path to, this information, this content is super important. So please, if you've taken photos, take more. If you've taken 2, start sharing the message of AWR with your family and friends. Remember, it's really about you engaging your community locally. You're the best salesman, better than any crypto influencer, KOL, promoter could ever be. Because real people just don't know these Murads, these Crypto God Johns, etc. in the real world. Not that they're bad, not that we don't want those people's support, but long term, if we're going to grow this social movement, this global phenomenon, we need you to connect with your local community. So coming back to it, start sharing with family and friends your passion for AWR, why it's important to you. Again, don't talk about like the crypto and the ups and downs, the profits, the losses, the dips, eating it. Doesn't matter. Plant the seed, let them see you're passionate, that you care about yourself, and that it's motivating you and helping you work on yourself. And that will resonate more than talking about any technical data for any crypto or stock. That will resonate more, and in the future, you will have a chance to sell them on AWR. But ask them, share your passion, ask them to take a photo with you of your AWR sign. Say, hey, this is my friends and family that I love so much, that I've told them about AWR, that are supporting me in my journey. We want to celebrate you again and your friends and family that are doing this. Continue with the videos and photos, or the videos as well. They're great. We need more. We need more videos, especially for the platforms that we want to engage on, because the algorithm favors video content over still images. So please keep them coming in. I have an article coming up that I'm trying to fiercely type out. I had hoped to have it done before this meeting, but I wasn't able to. It's close. What I'm going to propose, and we'll take a vote on, and this article will help support educating people around this vote, is that in times of bearish market sentiment, in times of market choppiness, we use the funds in the AWR Treasury wallet to act as a liquidity provider and help generate fees to help, fund future projects, future services, future products that we may need to purchase for whatever reason. And so I'll have more details in that, and you'll be able to read that and take a vote on that. And if the community decides to implement it, we'll, start rocking that. If not, that's okay. We're going to listen to the community and keep this democratic. That does kind of lead into multi-sig discussion. As mentioned last week, I created a multi-sig wallet. I announced it on Squads SO. I was ready to act on it fairly fast and transfer these funds out of this personal AWR Treasury wallet that I am in possession of. But the community felt like it wasn't the right time. They want more time to understand how it might be used and how it might be administered. So that is something we still need to address, still need to work on, but it will come down the road. But I wanted to touch on it so I'm not being neglectful of the topic. I also have contacted someone that will help with graphic work. They volunteered some of their time. And really what they're going to do is help us develop a new logo for All Will Retire Life by Design. The ones we have now is kind of a placeholder. The logo will be used as watermarks for content that we're creating, for our videos that we're creating, that we put on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And it will also help align the website to both the All Will Retire Life by Design brand. It just got started. I shared initial data, initial feedback on the vision and kind of the ethos and some key kind of product marketing words that we might want to focus on, for example. I don't know when we'll see something, but the wheels, the mechanics of that process have started. So then what I kind of want to do is, this is the work that's been done in the past week. I kind of want us to start talking about and thinking about where I think we should go, but I also want to hear in your feedback where you think we should go. And so this is just kind of agnostic of whether the market's good or bad. I think in general, once we get a website in place, something that at least looks credible, that we need to start promoting and shilling in some X spaces as well. I know I've heard it. I know that I need to try to find time to hold more X spaces myself. Time's pretty limited with some crazy life changes going on, but once we do have a website up, we'll start shilling in some X spaces some more, such as like Shogun Crypto. I've been asked to go on and talk in their spaces. Any other spaces that people want to recommend to me, we can do that as well. But we can also start really building out our YouTube channel as kind of a platform to both engage proactively, kind of on our own terms, both the demand that we seek to pull out of crypto Twitter, but really help push our message outwardly as well. So touching on those 2 points, we can, try to engage Michael Supo, for example, or Murad, and see if they'll come on and they'll, do an interview with us, share their feelings about crypto in general, kind of act as like a resource center for individuals that may seek more knowledge about crypto, or who these people are, these prominent figures are in the community, and try to put an All Will Retire spin on it. And when I say All Will Retire spin, I think that's where I really want us to start focusing. So All Will Retire is really about empowering the individual, and communities too, but empowering the individual to feel like they can financially secure themselves. We have created a lot of differentiation, I believe, within crypto Twitter by humanizing ourselves, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, and not hiding behind profile pictures, and showing ourselves off to the world, doxing ourselves, as they say, and putting ourselves out there with our All Will Retire sign. This is I will retire, we will retire, all will retire. This is great. It is something very noticeable, very different. If you're scrolling through the comments, the responses in crypto Twitter, you say, oh, this is different right away. Out in the real world though too, like people seeing someone with a sign like that, smiling, being proud, prideful, living an inspired life, will be interested. Maybe they don't engage immediately, but the seed will be planted. What's really important is that as people out in the real world start to explore All Will Retire and see that, hey, here's this kind of global phenomena growing, this global movement, that they don't feel like they can't not join the community, join the movement, because they don't actually know what it looks like to be financially empowered to secure ourselves. So I think it's going to be really important that in addition to using ourselves as marketing material, we start identifying resources, ways to better engage our local communities, provide information around financial literacy, basic financial literacy. What does that mean? Financial planning, what does it look like to save and live, not in debt? Or how do you manage debt? Or how do you, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck now, but how do you start building a cushion for yourself so you don't feel like you're constantly under threat from unknown impacts to your finances in the future? How do you start saving for retirement? What does it mean to retire? How can you use different investment vehicles, whether it's crypto and All Will Retire or stocks or ETFs? How can you actually be on a path to feeling secure and being on a path to retirement? And so what we should do is we should leverage both our skill sets and our platforms that we have now, which is very much social media focused, and start inviting speakers on, I keep saying the real world, start inviting speakers on that, are less crypto focused, but in more general speak about financial literacy, financial security, and start having this conversation, opening these dialogues with people and sharing this information so that when people come explore us, explore our site, our community, they see that there's resources for them to get going and feel empowered, right? We don't ever want someone to feel like they can't join our community because they don't know what it means to be empowered to financially secure themselves. So I think we need to start exploring outreach in that area. So we can explore, kind of the social media platforms that we engage on now, and resources whom we might be able to come in with and collaborate with or give interviews to. But additionally, we should start scouring our local communities, what services, information, knowledge that they have readily available already, and try to understand how effective that is engaging the local community and educating them, etc., and trying to mimic those patterns, those behaviors. Because not only do we want to empower the individuals, we want to empower our community members to share that information, to start doing that outreach, as we mentioned, in our communities, to start spreading the message of AWR, but really bringing people on from a more holistic, more financial perspective in terms of security. And then finally, I think we've talked about Pizza Day. I think the end goal, a real litmus test for what success looks like for All Will Retire, is being able to provide transactional utility, is being able to get All Will Retire accepted as a medium of exchange for two parties to swap utility between each other. I think that's really important. And while I am not too keen on Web3 in general, I tend to think that we should lean heavily into emotional utility, especially around the culture coin aspect. I think there's some cases to be made where we can absolutely improve transactional utility and especially drive some short-term demand through that. So I will be putting together like a high-level plan, roadmap, architecture of what maybe using like the Solana software development kits, the Solana Pay software development kits look like to allow, merchants to exchange All Will Retire with us for whatever they're offering. Hopefully pizza. That would coincide great with February 9th, National Pizza Day. And so that's definitely a long-term effort and plan, but it's something that I'll start envisioning here, once we feel more confident that the website's in a spot where we can start shilling it and start leveraging it to onboard demand from outside in the real world. So it's been a mouthful. I've chatted for about 30 minutes. Those are our updates. What I want to do now is invite people up, let them raise their hands, invite people up to speak if they would like, and ask questions. And we would love for you to introduce yourself. We'll have, Wes come on up if he wants to. But yeah, please come on up, request the mic, introduce yourself, ask questions, provide feedback, ideas, criticisms as well. They're welcome. And if no one wants to, that's okay. We can keep it short today, and I'll just use this as an informational update. So we got Ophi, Laurent, we got Wes. Is there anyone that would like to come up and request the speaker and say hi? Ask questions, provide feedback.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? How's
What's up,
the
guys?
how's the weather?
Sorry, I don't have headphones today, so this might sound a little weird. I'm talking to my phone.
You sound great. No, we got you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I just wanted to. I wrote down a couple notes of what I was wanting to talk about. Obviously, you addressed a lot of the things already, but I guess maybe just highlight a couple. The coin market cap thing. A lot of people have been asking about it. Has anybody, and I haven't, that's why I'm asking, has anybody done any research on people that have just gotten verified to see like what type of algorithm or what type of impact that it's actually having?
Great question, Wes. And so what I'm going to do in the article I'm writing about becoming a liquidity provider is also about deploying our resources to fund projects such as CoinMarketCap. And I know a lot of people have been focused on that, but in general, anytime we spend resources, we need to come up with some key performance metrics that we can measure to determine if we have been successful. Especially if we do deploy resources again in a similar manner. Even if,
Yes.
CoinMarketCap is a one-time offshoot, maybe we need to get listed again somewhere else. So I myself haven't, and I only know of one instance of where maybe someone has, and so my belief is that the community thinks that is going to unlock a lot of short-term demand. And I have also heard in our Telegram chat, for example, that people have friends that are waiting or know people that are waiting to invest because, they only invest in projects that have legitimate CoinMarketCap listings.
Right.
That creates some red flags for me. I think in general that if someone has a friend that is waiting for CoinMarketCap listing to be official, then we're kind of doing a poor job messaging ourselves that you are the dev and your impact on onboarding someone locally is going to be greater than like any promoter, influencer, KOL, or any CoinMarketCap listing. So it could be that we are doing a poor job messaging that. But
yeah, you know what, Chris? I think you're definitely onto something there. And I think that if you look at the other side of the spectrum too, like this is the retail person that doesn't really know much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't know how to dive deep into looking into Deck Screener. They've never heard of that before. The only thing they know is CoinMarketCap. I think there's maybe a demographic there that maybe we're like possibly they're actually part of the demographic we're after, but we're maybe overlooking it possibly because we don't we're kind of naive to it, right? Because we actually know a little more probably than that. Well, we know a lot more than the average person who doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency. So CoinMarketCap might be one, and I don't know that because I've broadened my horizons over time. So I mean, there's a lot of different things that I know, and I can't remember what the first thing I looked at was. It probably was CoinMarketCap, to be honest. That's where I go to look at all the stuff. Yeah, that's probably the first place that I went to, like when I was learning as like a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it does bring in that demographic that we're looking for, just in the aspect that they haven't gotten into the whole, like maybe they've seen us on X or whatever, but all they know is like CoinMarketCap, and oh well, they're not verified there, so I don't know if it's safe or not. I think that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, so coming back to these demographics and talking about developing it. So like, if you go look at CoinMarketCap, I mean, I'll do it right now. If you go look at CoinMarketCap and you go type in all row retire, you actually don't see it anywhere. You have to have the link that is provided by DexScan. That you got to type in essentially AWR/SOL. You got to know that there's a liquidity pool. So
well, when I go to the search and I just put in the ticker AWR, and that's how I pull it up on CoinMarketCap.
I would do that right now. Yeah,
top right hand corner,
for example,
and then just AWR, and it does come up right away, and it gives you the graph. And then on the top left hand side is where your thumbs up and thumbs down is, and then obviously it says right there in that big bold box, this is not verified by CoinMarketCap, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so you could do that if you know the ticker, but if your friend's like, yeah, I'm part of All Will Retire. It's really a user experience problem. So if you type in All Will Retire, we will not come up.
Yeah, that's definitely,
and
that's
so
for sure.
So I think you bring up a great point about the demographics. If you're kind of new to crypto, or this is the only knowledge you have on how to research cryptocurrencies, like there's a big user experience gap in us not being listed on CoinMarketCap. Someone should be able to type in All Will Retire and see us instead of the ticker.
Yeah.
But it comes back to two things, like, are we doing a good enough job ourselves being the developers and onboarding people to this community? And,
right.
Are we going to be able to overcome these user experience challenges, which, again, I think there's a lot to be said in improving this and being able to have someone find us when they type in All Will Retire.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it also has to do with when we strategically deploy resources. Like,
100%. I agree. I absolutely agree. I'm just wondering, like, if let's just say we did pay for it and we had it approved tomorrow, like, how good is it going to benefit us if we're shilling the hell out of it on X and putting it all over TikTok? I mean, obviously TikTok and Instagram, that's not the demographic that we're like initiating with, how we're doing X, right? So that's another thing I ask myself, like, well, is $5,000 worth spending right now with the market the way it is? And obviously, like, what is it going to gain if we put it out there to X? Like, maybe these people that are on the CoinMarketCap in the first place don't even have an X account, and they're just hearing about All Will Retire through a friend, like you're saying, and they don't even have X, and they're just typing it in and not even coming up. That could be an absolute situation. I mean, it's probably not happening to many, but it's definitely possible, right?
Yeah. Well, and so here's how I think of it, kind of the retail user experience for the real people that we're trying to engage outside of crypto Twitter. And I'm not trying to marginalize, like, we're not real. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. But someone that isn't inclined to crypto, they're going to have either Coinbase, they're going to have Binance, or they're going to have Crypto.com, maybe possibly if they're in Europe.
Yes.
And so they're not going to go to, like, CoinMarketCap to research. They're just going to go punch in the ticker if they heard from their friends, or somewhere else, maybe an advert even, like All Will Retire on those platforms. So, and as we always mentioned in the beginning, like, the real centralized exchanges we're interested in is Coinbase, Binance, and Crypto.com, and they will make it available to their customers in an improved user experience if we give enough reason for them to list us. So
Yeah, I say, like I say, I just don't, it just makes me curious about like how beneficial is it right now to do. I know some people have mentioned it, and obviously we'll probably do a vote again. Regardless, I know it's going to happen eventually. It needs to, right? Because that's like
Yeah.
something we have to have in line, right? It's like the website, right? Like the website right now is like
Yep.
top priority, and that's definitely something people want to see. And I agree. I think it's definitely more important than a CMC listing right in this particular time frame.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's enough talking about the CMC thing. Obviously, I'm sure it'll get brought up in Telegram, and we'll revisit it when it needs to be revisited.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, just taking a step back, when we talk about deploying our resources in general, whether it's a CoinMarketCap listing or, we airdrop every one of our family members a stuffed animal for $5,000 total, right? It could be a cheeseburger party, pizza party at like some location in Tahoe or something, right? Like, understanding when to deploy our resources to make sure we don't miss out on the impact that we're expecting, or if we deployed it at the wrong time, we create false positives that it wasn't impactful, is super important. And so just in general, I think we got to look at like, kind of the basic trading term, like the trend is your friend. Like, I'm not saying people here aren't sophisticated traders, but if we just generalize like good strategies to deploying resources and capital and take like the 90% use case of, hey, use this knowledge to know when to deploy. If we say, let's wait for a market confirmation where there's a trend reversal saying that we're going in an uptrend, let's deploy our resources then, right? Even if CoinMarketCap does unlock all the short-term demand, right now the market has shown that it has no interest in trending upwards, possibly over the long term. So
yeah, I agree. And the fact of the matter is too, the one thing I do like when you're talking about timing and stuff like that is CMC. Obviously, like when we feel the timing is right, it's something we can get within like 1 to 2 days, right? If we just pay for it and boom, within like 24 hours to 48 hours, you get your listing. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, so when I filed my listings for the free process already, like I've seen in the tickets that like they agree the paperwork and everything's in line, like it's good. So I don't know how fast they process their backlog of prioritized listings where they've paid $5,000 in fees, but the information I provided already has been given the thumbs up essentially. So I would imagine it would happen pretty fast. And that's the thing, like if the market has signaled a trend reversal, we're not going to be late. We just don't want to be early when deploying our resources.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I kind of like the fact of being able to get that within a 24 to 48 hour thing. I mean, obviously we don't know if the market is trending in the right way within 48 hours, right? It needs to be some multiple days, but I think that we can, if we do see like a 48 to 72 hour period where things seem like they're going well, then that's an opportunity we can capitalize on and make happen pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
So the next thing so anyway, that's enough with the CMC thing. I don't want to freaking bore everybody with this BS, but anyway, the next thing I wanted to mention was the YouTube thing. I definitely think that is something we should take care of sooner rather than later, because if you connect with Suppleman or Win All Day, or even the Crypto Gains guy, if you wanted to try to see if you could get with him, basically maybe you guys can talk about reserving the video until the right time to release it. Like maybe it's and I'm not saying right now wouldn't be the perfect time either. Like today would be great. I mean, during these dark times, this is the type of stuff that separates the people who are going to make it and the people who aren't, right? Like we need to be strong during the worst times. That's what's going to prove like the type of thick skin and belief you truly have in something. But on the other end too, I think it's like we should definitely have that lined up. Like let's get it lined up. Let's make sure it's on. And like, I'm sure like that would be something I would be willing to deploy. Like, let's say Suppleman has never done an interview in his life and all he does is videos on his own. I don't know. I haven't researched enough of his YouTube videos to find out if he's actually done interviews with other people. So that's going to be like even possibly a new thing for him, maybe. But that would be something I wouldn't mind, like deploying some sort of resources. They already believe in us. I'm not saying that they wouldn't do it for free, but if they did want some sort of incentive, I might be more prone to, saying that, hey, I'm okay with that because these dudes have already represented, like they've proven themselves that they're not just trying to, whatever. So yeah, that's another thing I want to touch on. I think we definitely need to try to see if we can get something lined up. Maybe Win All Day would be one that could be like one of the first ones. I don't know if, he might be interested in doing an interview.
Yeah.
But obviously he's a big, huge supporter of us as well. So it's just another, idea that's like, maybe this is a guy that would agree to doing something like this,
Yeah. Well, and so coming back to how I said that it's important that we, when pushing our message outwardly, that we make sure individuals have the knowledge where they feel like they can empower themselves, that they just don't see themselves able to join this movement, this family, because they're like, I don't know, what do I actually do? Like, how do I actually feel secure enough, proud enough to hold up one of these signs? I don't know where to start. So the great thing is if we can come up with kind of a guideline, a heuristic where how we might push some of this knowledge information out of our YouTube, we can invite Superman, Win All Day, Crypto Games, whoever, Murad even, to have them share their experience in general about what financial security means to them, why they got into crypto, and have them help bridge the gap out into the real world, kind of using our more focused interview format or engagement versus maybe us going on their channel. And so what it does is it actually does provide them a benefit too, because it expands their reach out into a new potential demographic, out into the real world, if that's where we're pushing our message. And it also does generalize and humanize their experience as well. Having Superman come on, his material is, great. Like,
yeah, it's high quality for sure.
No doubt. But it's very much focused on like, here's how you make money with what I think are the crypto coins you need to own this week. And if we can, redirect the conversation or the engagements to more broadly provide knowledge to people about how they might feel empowered to financially secure themselves, it's a boon to them because they'll get a new audience, and it also allows them to help push our message in the way that we want to engage the world. So
yeah, no, I like that idea. So we should try to maybe do some 7 to 10 minute interviews with you on YouTube, some of the family members,
exactly,
basically breaking down, why we're here, how we found out about it. We could just basically tell the story, like, how did we come across AWR? Why are we here? Why are we passionate about it? And just keep those interviews. Yeah, they could be as short as like 10 minutes. I do like that. I think it's going to be tough to get a lot of people, build up your obviously a lot of people aren't, comfortable behind the camera, so that's going to be an issue. But yes, I definitely like the fact that you're bringing that up, because I do think that is another way that we could obviously be evolving the YouTube page.
Yep.
And making connections with some of these other people who are already mentioning us. Now they see us interacting on YouTube, and maybe it will allow them to be more prone to doing something or joining your channel or whatever. I like that.
And it starts with us, right? Like, it's okay that, maybe we only have a cadence of once every 2 weeks as we start, but we'll get that framework in place. We'll be able to collect data and knowledge. It will generate content for us. And then, maybe after we do it 2 or 3 times, we feel confident enough to be like, hey, let's go, hit up Win All Day or Superman or Murad.
Yeah, we definitely need a little bit of practice. Or I'd already had the idea in my head, like, oh, well, I'm sure obviously Win All Day or those guys are probably pretty great editors, or they have somebody that is editing them pretty well for their YouTube. So I'm like, whatever kind of, stuff that doesn't seem needs to be there or whatever could be edited out. That's another thing. That's obviously, if you do it live, there is no editing. But yeah, that was my thought process. It's like, oh, these guys probably edit, quite a bit of their material.
Yeah, absolutely. What else is on your mind, Wes?
Let's see. Did you want to capitalize on anything else on the YouTube thing? I had like 2 more things I wanted to go through, but sorry for rambling.
No, you're not rambling. Go ahead. Keep sharing.
Obviously the shirts, you already touched on that. Really excited about it. Can't wait to hear that you get your first delivery. So please do let us know when you do get that. I think, like I said, I mentioned in the SOS page the other day, I think it's going to be great. Now we're going to have, a bunch of different stuff. We're going to have sign holders. We're going to have T-shirt wearers. Because I honestly, that's another thing I was like, man, I can't wait to get the T-shirt. It looks so clean. It's going to, the logo, everything. I think, I just think it's another big positive impact that we can utilize to our advantage that's going to separate us from a lot of people. So really excited about the shirts, man. Yeah. I think that, like I say, it's just a win-win situation with it. In every way, shape, and form. It's free advertisement. We're excited to wear them. We want to put pictures of us up in them. And we're freaking adding money to our wallet, which is going to help us, do whatever we need to do in the future to keep things running along smoothly. So, yeah, I like every aspect of it.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm checking like once or twice a day to make sure that it goes through and everything. So, and I won't even wait for it to get delivered. Once I see that it's like shipped, we're good. So
yeah, you better be the first guy putting the damn shirt on and taking a picture somewhere, Chris. I'm calling you out right now.
Okay.
And then any new KOLs to target? I know you had talked about like last week that you're like, oh man, I kind of got an idea about these dudes. We're not going to really cause much of an impact anymore. Obviously, we still target their audience when we're in the comments. It seems like you did have a new list. Are we pretty happy with the new updated list that you got?
So my feeling is that, let's see here. So this is, I guess this is my first crypto cycle I've been in, and I guess it's naive of me to think that I can telegraph and message confidence myself in this project and that I'm here to build it. I don't care about the market cap. I don't care if the market's going up. I don't care if the market's going down. What was it? And so I guess it's maybe naive of me to think that people will share that same sentiment and that, they were coming in and people were coming in and saying, hey, we need to promote this, promote this, promote this. I am very reaffirmed in my faith, my founding now that one, we will not deploy any resources unless someone can make a solid case, not just anecdotally say I think this is good, unless they can show with data that even if the market is in a downwards trend, like this will help grow AWR. But I still believe that organic growth, organic marketing is the right approach. And that I haven't seen a reason for that not to be the case, without paying for promotions, KOLs, influencers. I mean, when the market was trending upwards, look what we accomplished. I mean, we got free promotion from at least 2 YouTubers, and on X as well from 3 YouTubers, 4, I guess, and 2 KOLs on X without paying a cent because we gave them a reason to, right? We gave them a reason to. There's nothing that's fundamentally changed about All Will Retire since we've dropped in our price. In fact, I think we've only gotten better and stronger. We're more clear on what we need to do. It's obvious who the builders are, the people that are still around. So I think there's all the more reason to continue to showcase All Will Retire in a more organic approach where we humanize ourselves and see what happens in another positive upwards trend market sentiment. A place where people are willing to rotate out of safe haven assets like, gold or bonds or whatever into riskier assets such as crypto and, culture coins, meme coins, right? And see that it doesn't work before we kind of approach paid promotion again. And remember, with this paid promotion, we have to give up a significant amount of our supply, which the family has worked hard to accumulate, and bought the dips and, dollar cost average
Right.
again, etc. We have to give up like 0.5 to 1% of our supply to someone who didn't see enough reason to buy into AWR in the first place. Maybe they haven't
Right.
taken the time to research us and they don't understand it. That's okay. We can engage them and help them better understand it. But these people are just going to dump on us. They have
Right.
if
No,
they
I
weren't
agree.
here-
No, that's
yeah.
why I was asking about the updated list that we have, like Frothless and
Mhm.
Murad and Win All Day and those guys. Because before we had like a, pretty much a promoter list. Like I say, I don't think it's bad to hit.
Yep.
Just because it does get some of their audience and they do have a lot of eyes on there. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, and so coming back to that list, yeah. So, the people we have been engaging over the past 4 to 6 weeks, I think you might typically call like your pay to play, pay for promotion, KOLs, influence, etc. And it just seems like the community is also frustrated that, I don't know how many large accounts we messaged who didn't engage and take a position in AWR. I don't know, but I don't see any of them, posting on their main X timelines anything about AWR. So
Right.
I think it's just not beneficial to engage a lot of them unless, it's low hanging fruit. I think the people that
Right,
we want is like, I've kind of revisited like the Murad list of influencers. Like Murad is not a paid KOL as far as I know, but his clout, his status as being, like a front runner for like these meme coins is super important. And he's given us a list. I have it, and we've incorporated some of it. He's given us a list of people he essentially follows and respects in terms of their insights or their postings on meme coins. So we should target those people, create noise such as Frothless and Brett WTF and like Real Crypto Cow. And, those people are very much focused on like memetics, kind of like the cultural phenomena of coins and engaging the communities in that way versus being like, tell me a community's coin that's gonna 100x, let's send it to the moon kind of thing. So they're already more community oriented, and it gives us better opportunities to engage with them and get a response and get our message, our community, our family noticed. And I think, if we make noise with them, if Murad does consult with them, I can't tell, but if Murad does consult with them, the little birdies chirping in my ear, hey, AWR, have we seen this? It's got characteristics of SPX. It's got, they're kind of doing the push outwardly into the real world like Giga. Let's give them reason to, talk to Murad.
Right.
And then coming back to it, I think we need to celebrate and engage the people that do generate content or are maybe kind of more traditional KOLs who have taken the time to mention us, such as like Blockchain Bob. Let's continue to give them reason to look at us, support
Absolutely.
us.
I think we definitely have been too. We engage with them. I think it's a mandatory. We engage with them at least once a day.
Yep.
Let them know, like, hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere. These seas may be bloody as hell, but we're still here, and we're going to keep representing.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much the thing. I'm really happy with the new list. I like that we're utilizing people that they're like-minded. They're in the same situation as far as like how they look at crypto as the way we're looking at it, right? Like we want to find these true communities. We want to make sure that these people aren't going to just run out the first chance that they get, and that they believe in something, and that like I say, I think that's another thing that makes us different is that we're making real connections with people. We're diving deeper than just charts and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Did you have anything else to say on that, or we got the KOL thing taken care of, right?
Yeah, no. And so I do have an action item amongst all the other stuff I need to do to continue to refine it. And we should we should really be also rating like their YouTubes, for example. And I'll put notes in there to rate like YouTubes when people create content. And it
Yes.
doesn't necessarily need to be like, hey, check out AWR when they're talking about like how to press grapes into wine, right? Like we still want to make
Right.
sure it's right on context, but we could be like, great content, great video, and just continue to let them see that our community is showing up and engaging.
Yeah, usually mine is just a thanks for mentioning. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that I could evolve it even more though, like you're saying though, because I mean they are putting out good content. Like I say, Win All Day, I watch all of his content, regardless of what he's mentioning. I definitely like what he's doing for the community, and then obviously the supplement has mentioned us a few times, so it's kind of brought me into watching a few more of his YouTubes, and then. So yeah, no doubt, it definitely does count, and it's that demographic. People that are on YouTube, obviously they're watching crypto for some reason. They could be brand new, and they see somebody in the chat like, "Oh, this guy." They saw AWR, and then all of a sudden this guy mentions it. Hey, thanks for checking us out. Blah blah blah. So it definitely every little aspect counts, and that goes back to my final note here, which is something that is obviously it's been brought up a couple times, and it's definitely doesn't cost us anything, and I'm hoping that it's as simple as I really think it is. The Facebook.
Yes, the Facebook.
The Facebook. It's a must. It's a must do. It's a you now that you have somebody in the works with the website, I think freaking get the Facebook thing going, because I'm assuming, now don't quote me on this, I think it shouldn't take you long to figure out that you just can take your image straight from Instagram and put it straight to Facebook. I don't think there's any kind of like you can share to all three platforms, I believe, in one click, Chris. Remember the one click rule? One click, Chris.
Yes, one click. You're right. Yes. Okay. So Facebook. So I will do this. I need to finish my article. I'm sure it is just one click, but I will finish my article on being an LP provider and when we should deploy funds. I will get updates out to our community member who will help push our website, and I will make the Facebook the next priority up. So it won't be today, but I will do that. I
love it.
I will put it on.
Get it going, baby. It's free, and I think it's one click once you get it set up. I know and trust me, dude. I know how busy you are, bro. You ain't got to explain anything. But yeah, I think once you do spend that 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever it's going to take for you to actually set it up, then it's just going to be like bam, bam, bam. You can just start firing off.
100, yeah. Like I'll do it over a beer. It will be leisurely. Like I'll turn on the show. I'll figure out how to set up Facebook, and it will be over a beer, and it will be chill.
Yep. Just don't have 8 tacos with it. Keep it to 4 this time. All right?
Yes. The 8 tacos is a lot. All right, Wes. Thanks for coming up and sharing. I'm glad you're here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? And if not, that's okay. We will, conclude it. We will always be collecting feedback and talking to people in the Telegram. There's never not a question that isn't appropriate to ask, even if it's a hard question for me to answer. I invite it. And, I don't see anyone requesting the mic. So again, I appreciate you being here. We will chat again in the future. And so the goal is to not just have these chats at noon Pacific Standard Time, which I think is like UTC -7, -8. I do want to hold them different times of the day for our family members around the world. But today, this is just when it worked. This is when it worked this week. So with that being said, I will look for more time to schedule these in the future and accommodate others. Until next week, or, if there's time to do a drop-in one later this week, I'll let you know. But until then, I appreciate you being here. Take care, family. Talk to you soon.